Hey besties, and thank you so much for joining me in today's video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lindsay and I put out so much beauty content, specifically on makeup, but sometimes I throw in, like today, fragrance videos, skincare videos, or just in general chat with me videos, which I do want to start doing more of, by the way. But in today's video, we are going to be reviewing the new Carolina Herrera Good Girl Blush Perfume. First of all, look at this packaging. If you love the color pink, which is funny enough what this fragrance reminds me of, look at my broken nail, you are going to love this fragrance, especially on first sniff. So for me, I was so excited when I saw this came out. I thought it would be really feminine and girly, and I do feel like that is accurate. I'm so excited to share my thoughts and opinions, talk about price, longevity, sillage, how it projects, everything like that, and if I would recommend this perfume to someone looking to get it. I am so excited. It is so pretty in my hands. I do have one complaint on the bottle, and we'll get into that in a second, but I'm just really happy to have it. I actually think it inspired what I'm wearing today. Let me show you, which is like a really pretty kind of like flowy dress. I never usually wear stuff like this, but this perfume to me just screams a flowy dress for whatever reason. So I actually bought this one yesterday and it made me think of this, and now I'm wearing it and wearing this and I feel so pretty. But let's jump into the video. Also, if you're interested in anything on my face, I will link it down below, and I'll also link this bottle. I always forget to say that. This is not going to be me comparing this perfume to the original Good Girl. I don't own any of those at all. I have smelled the original and then I think the red one, and I really like the red one. Some people say it smells like Delina, and I don't think they smell like duplicates, but I do get a similar vibe and can understand the reference. I for sure do. But anyway, I just want to say that quickly. I haven't smelled every single one of them and I don't own any of them. I just was so roped in by this bottle, which is gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely stunning. It is black, gold, pink, beautiful, especially for the times right now. I just feel like everybody loves this kind of aesthetic. So when I saw it, I just knew I had to have it. The 1 fluid ounce is $84. The 1.7 fluid ounce is $119, and the 2.7 fluid ounce is $147, which I did hear that for the blush the price point did go up, which, are we surprised? No, pink tax is a thing. People do that because they know you'll pay that extra price point, and it's unfair, but it is what it is. They did get me. I don't care. I would do it again. I really enjoy it. The only thing about the bottle I'm not loving, and I'm just being honest with that, this is my one thing that makes me kind of sad, is I don't like that on the 1 fluid ounces, and I didn't know this until now, but you do have to take off the cap to get to the sprayer, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I really love the bottle where you just have to spray the back and it comes out the front, and it's so pleasing, and I thought this would be that, and it's not, and that's okay, but it just made me kind of sad. Fun fact, I actually only spent $13 or $12 on this fragrance because I had Ulta points. So I love Ulta and their point system so much. It only costed me $13, so I really kind of wish I would have paid maybe $20 or $30 instead to get the original bottle that has the nice sprayer and it's not coming apart, because I don't like it because it wobbles, and I just feel like it cheapens my fragrance just a little bit, and that's just kind of how I feel about it. That's my only negative as far as the bottle, but I mean everything else is so pretty with the pink and the black and the gold. It's just gorgeous. I absolutely adore it, and I feel like it's so light and feminine. Anyways, talking about my experience with the fragrance, when I went into Ulta and I saw it, I was so excited. I love anything pink, and it's just such a beautiful bottle. Again, it just can't stop swooning over it. So I was initially so just excited and kind of anxious to know what it smelled like, because if you're getting a beautiful bottle, you need to have a beautiful scent. If you don't, that's just gonna suck, and then you have to return it, but you don't want to return it because the bottle's so cute and you're going back and forth. But you know what I mean, it's just kind of sad, kind of like the Billie Eilish #2. You guys know that one doesn't really work out for me, but I love the bottle so much. It's so sexy and beautiful, but I don't love the fragrance inside so much. much. But anyway, I was nervous that that might be the case because sometimes I have bad luck. But when I got my first initial sniff, oh my goodness, you guys, I just think this is probably one of the most feminine and light fragrances I own on first sniff. It's so beautiful. And I can kind of feel like with this one too, it gives me a vibe of Delina just on like first spray. When it dries down, nothing like it. But it gives me that type of experience, which I really enjoy too. Just think like pure, just femininity. It's so gorgeous. I get a lot of the peony, and I also get a lot of the bergamot. It's so bright, it's uplifting, it's lovely. I feel like when I think of this, again, I think of a flowy dress. I think this is a very beautiful spring scent, so bright and loving. And then when it dries down, you start to smell more of that mandarin orange, which is actually a top note, but I start to smell it as it dries down a bit more intensely. I still smell a lot of the florals, the ylang-ylang, which is in the middle. I also smell the rose water, which is just so stunning. I love rose and fragrances, but not when it's like too much. That's why I say rose water. It's a little bit more diluted. It's just so beautiful. And I do feel like with this fragrance too, some people said it's powdery. I don't really get that from this fragrance. I think it's really sweet, floral, little fruity. It's just beautiful. And then once it starts to dry down completely, that's when I actually start to smell the vanilla and the tonka bean. It starts to smell more like the original. And to me, that just really was like kind of gut-wrenching because I'm in love with the initial sprays of this. It's so beautiful and just honestly like enchanting. I love it so much. And then when it dries down and starts to smell more like the original, I'm left with something that's more, again, with that tonka bean and vanilla. For me, it just started to smell a lot like the original, but it still was a lot lighter, which I do like. But oh my goodness, I just really want that original like scent that I got. And when it dries down, it's just not that, to the point where I find myself throughout the day like kind of respraying myself to just smell that initial spray again. I love it. If you guys have any recommendations, if you've smelled this perfume, of something that smells just like this but stays like the initial spray, oh my goodness, I'd love you forever, because I'm obsessed with the initial scent of this. But the dry down is still really nice. I still smell the peony. I still smell, you know, the floral notes in here. I don't smell the bergamot as much once it dries down. I do still smell the mandarin orange though, like here and there when I smell the fragrance. I just wish it was a little bit more like when I first spray it opposed to like the dry down, but you know, it's fine. Like I'm smelling myself. Oh, and I love how I smell, but again, I did just spray it on. It's not that I don't like the fragrance. I am obsessed with it no matter what. I just kind of wish it didn't take a left turn. I wish it would have stayed with that first direction. I just love that initial spray. I love the bergamot. I love the florals mixed together. I love the sweetness. It's just so uber feminine. And again, I do feel like once it dries down, we lose some of that, which just makes me sad. But I do still like the dry down, and again, I do still smell some of those notes in it when it dries down, just not as pronounced, which I want them to be. So that's my only thing with that, but it's still a lovely fragrance. I love vanillas. I love tonka bean. I love everything this fragrance has inside of it. And again, I don't want to make it seem like you're not still smelling the other notes, because you are. You're just not smelling them as pronounced once again, which to me is a little bit of a bummer, because when I was in the store and I smelled it, I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And now I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's a nice scent. So I do want to say with this fragrance as well, it does have pretty good longevity. I feel like I can get away with having it on for like 8 hours without having to respray, and I smell it all over me by the end of the day. The thing for me though that I think some people might not like is the fact that it's not going to be a scent where you spray it on and people are going to walk past you and be like, what is that fragrance? You know, it's not going to break any necks. It's not going to be a huge head turner or compliment. Well, okay, if someone's really close to you, hugging on you, I think it would get you a compliment or two, but it's not going to be like a beast mode fragrance. That's what the fragrance girlies call it, I don't think. For me personally, I feel like it doesn't project the best. But I will say, It smells so good, even on the dry down, even though I'm being like picky and fussy. I just liked the initial smell so much, I didn't want to lose that. But I will say what you're left with is still delicious. Just add a little bit more vanilla, dilute the other notes a little bit, and that's what you're left with. And then if you don't like the top notes as much, you can always just rub it around and that will kind of dissolve those for you. But I really like this. That's my overall thoughts and opinions. Super quick and to the point, I feel like, in this video, but that's just kind of how I feel. This is still a very feminine, light fragrance compared to the original Carolina Herrera. That one, I feel like when you wear it, you're a boss woman, you know what you want in life. Not to say that this one you're all ditzy and whatever, but I just feel like this one is way more light and you're more inviting and you're more just effortlessly beautiful and just like you light up a room, basically, is how I smell when I put this on. And I love, love, love the personality of this fragrance. I just wish that we kept that initial scent so much, you guys. And again, I do feel like it has a similar experience to Delina because I did get that one recently in a sample, and when I wear that one I feel beautiful, like the most beautiful woman, and when I wear this one I feel kind of similar. Not that they smell the same. I know you guys, like some of you guys are probably going to try to come at me for even putting the two in the same category, but I feel that same vibe, I feel that same experience, and I do just want to say that. So I love this fragrance a lot. I really want to try the other fragrances. I want to compare them and all of that, and eventually when I grow my collection I will of course do that for you guys. But let me know what you think about it. Again, I wouldn't go just spraying it in store, falling in love with it and buying it. I would maybe like put it on and then leave it on your skin for about an hour or so and see how it dries down, just to make sure that you're okay with what you're getting left over with. I do love vanilla so much and tonka bean. I think I kind of want both, right? I want this perfume and then I also want the exact scent that I get in the beginning. You know what I mean? I want to have both of them in my collection. So again, if you've smelled something that smells just like the initial scent of this, please, no gatekeeping. I love you guys so much. I will see you in the next video. And if there's new fragrances that are coming out you guys want me to review, let me know in the comments down below. Bye. I love you.